Hey everybody, Rosematter here, and welcome back to my Fate Stay Night Let's Play. This is technically part 27 of my overall playthrough, but today I'm going to be starting the Ultimate Blade Works route. So I'm actually starting over, so this is going to be kind of a part 1 of that if you're looking for the specific one. So this is the Rin route. So I'm really excited to get into this and see like how it's going to differ, what changes there's going to be, if it's going to change the ending, because the ending was so Saber specific. So like, I don't know, I'm really curious about how big the changes are going to be, but there's only one way to find out. Let's get into this and let's start from the beginning, although technically the big choices don't really happen until day 3. So we're gonna skip on ahead, although I'm probably gonna fast forward off screen, off camera, because I want to get caught up, because it's been a long time since I've started from the beginning. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm really excited. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body, fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So, as I pray, unlimited blade works. The Yame house is a big dojo. It was built when the house was built. It was only intended as a hobby. I'll warm up a bit before breakfast. I'm not really studying martial arts, but since father told me, if you want to be like me, you'll have to train your body first, it became my daily routine to work out.
99 100
I finish my routine sit-ups and change out of my gi into my uniform. I slept in this morning, so I cut short of my workout. Some sit-ups with no stretching should be enough. I'm not the kind to build up a lot of muscle, and it's not like I want to get into a fight. Yeah, well, all things in retrospect, right? All I need is enough athletic ability to handle sudden accidents and to move as I wish when I have to. After all, the thing I want to become is the complete opposite of an athlete.
もうこんな時間か
I put the sweaty gi into the laundry basket. It's 6:20. In our house, even this is a late time for breakfast. Breakfast is already prepared. I can smell the elegant scent of breakfast befitting Sakura.
お疲れ様でした。こっちも朝食の支度終わりましたよ。
サンキュー。すまん。俺が寝過ごした分、さくらに無理させちまって。
そんな全然無理なんかじゃないですよ。それに寝坊なんかじゃありません。
部活は関係ないよ。それを言ったら朝練があるさくらがうちに来てくれるのってすごい早起きじゃないか。
あ、いえ、私は好きでしていることですから、部活のことは気にしないでください。
まあだから俺も部活に関係なく早起きしたいんだ。さくらが来てくれるならその時間には起きてないと失礼だろ。
For me, waking up early is waking up before Sakura gets here, and sleeping in is making Sakura prepare breakfast on her own, like yesterday. Though this has only been a habit for a year and a half or so.
先輩、そういうところこだわりますよね。三辻先輩、エミヤは粗雑なくせに律儀すぎてうるさいって。
Mitsuzuri is the captain of the archery club Sakura's in, and someone I have a lot of acquaintance with.
あいつまだ俺の文句をさくらにこぼしてんのか。
はい、先輩が卒業するまでに何としても社でうならせてやるって毎日頑張ってます。
今じゃあいつのが段位高いだろうに。あ れかな。思い出は無敵ってやつかな。美化されてるのは悪い気分じゃないけど、それも人によりけりっていうか。
水釣先輩、すっごく負けず嫌いですから。きっと心の中で先輩をライバルみたいに思ってますよ。
Sakura puts rice into a bowl as she talks. It's almost 6:30. The archery club's morning practice starts at 7. It's not mandatory, but you can't afford to take it easy.
藤根はそろそろか。ま、この時間に来ない方が悪いんだし。さくら、先に食べていいよ。
そうですね。はい、どうぞ先輩。
Sakura hands me the bowl with a smile. Then, I'm used to this every morning, but her white fingers catch my eye. How can I put this? It's troubling. She must be maturing as she seems really feminine these days. Her casual movements are beautiful, and she often takes my breath away. Hey, no. This is the Rin Roots. Don't be talking about her like this. You'll get your chance with Sakura, I'm sure. Perhaps it's a reaction to not feeling anything for her until now, but I'm noticing more and more feminine characteristics in her.
先輩、どうかしましたか？
いや、どうもしてない。どうもしてないから気にしないでくれ。
Honestly, why am I feeling tense around my friend's sister? She's a good underclassman and a junior I need to take care of. First of all, the relationship between me and Mato Sakura is just that of a senpai and a junior. She's the sister of a close friend of mine, but since she's a grade below me, we weren't that close. It all changed a year and a half ago into this cooperative kind of relationship. Sakura came to cook when I was injured, and after that I think we just ended up like this. I think we intended to do it until my injury healed, but some trivial thing came up to make her stay with it. Anyways, Sakura's a good cook and perfect at cleaning and doing the laundry. She's been a big help around here, but it's been a bit troubling recently. The problem is not Sakura, but me. Frankly, Sakura is beautiful. She's one of the best-looking first years, and I'm sure there are a lot of guys who want to date her. And on top of that, she's been growing in certain places recently, and some of her casual gestures have started to catch my eye. That's what I mean by a small problem. Maybe I'm just feeling guilty about being attracted to my friend's sister. Usually I'm fine, but when I'm caught off guard like just now, I blush. Does this make me an unsuitable senpai? Alright, so now we're skipping most of the school thing, so now we're going to work. So I am making a couple of different decisions, so that's good, you know, something a little bit different. I feel sorry for Issei, but I should prioritize work. I didn't promise to be there, but I'd said I'd do my best to be there, so I should do so.
Yeah, 悪い、イセ。先約があるんで、今朝の続きはまた
And
にしてくれない
Issei
か。
was definitely a character, and maybe this will change in different routes, but he's a character I felt was going to be a lot more important to the story, and then he just kind of disappeared the second half of it.
先約？ああ、例のアルバイトか。そうか、それは困らせたな。こちらは今日明日で進退が決まるものでもない。俺の頼みなど気にせず労働に励んでくれ。
すまん。明日の朝一で続きをするから、それでチャラにしてくれ。
ん？そこまで深刻な話でもないと言っただろう。急を要していたものは今朝で片付いた。残った修理品はエミヤの手が空いた時で構わんさ。
そっか。じゃあバイトの休みが取れたら続きをするってことでいいかな。
しさいない。その時はまた頼りにするぞ、エミヤ。
Issei says farewell and leaves the classroom.
さて。
I should hurry off too. Even though there's no set time to be there, I should head for the neighboring town if I'm going to go to work.
参ったな。ほんの手伝いのつもりだったのに3万円ももらってしまった。
Call it receiving a windfall, I guess. He almost seems annoyed to get that money. Copenhagen, the place where I work today, is like a liquor store and a bar, and a lot of people are needed to restock inventory. It's a big job that takes at least 5 people, and it doesn't hurt to have more help. But the boss just said to everyone in his usual tone,
手伝える人は手伝ってね。
completely relaxed about it. But as it turned out, I was the only one who came, along with the boss and his daughter, Nico-san.
バカだねあんた。そりゃ誰も来るわけないじゃん。
I was gonna say, it must be nice to just have a job where it's just like, yeah, just come if you want to, or don't, I guess. But it also must be nice to not have to really worry about money so much that he's like surprised that he got paid. Neko-san was scolding the boss, but I showed up to be a victim, defying their expectations. They welcomed me with a cheer, and we decided to clean up the storage area as best as we could. And so, before we realized it, 2 hours had passed and we'd finished restocking the inventory.
驚いたな。シロ君はあれかな。ブラウニーか何かかな。
A brownie? Is that like a Boy Scout? It's funny because like where I am, brownies are like the pre-Girl Guides. After work, the boss eats a brown cake while being impressed.
違います。力仕事には慣れてるし、ここのバイトも長いし、倉庫のどこに何があるかぐらいは把握してるからです。伊達にガキの頃からここで働かせてもらってません。
あ、そっか。あれ、シロ君ってもう5年だっけ？
そのぐらいですね。親父が亡くなってからすぐに雇ってくれたの親父さんのとこだけ
This
だ
is
ったし。
interesting. I like this. We're getting a little bit of backstory into a different part of Shiro that I didn't get in the first playthrough.
ありゃりゃ。わあ、僕も年を取るわけだ。
He eats his rum cake. Neko-san's drinking hot sake next to him. The family's well balanced as the boss likes sweet things while his daughter likes spicy things. So,
けど助かったわ。こんだけやってもらって、おだちんがケーキだけっていうのもあれだし。はい、これ僕からの気持ち。
he hands me 3 10,000 yen bills, a reward unmatched for the 3 hours of basically getting paid $100 an hour, but he also did the work of, like 3 people. For 3 hours of work I did, much more than I'd get for even a week's work.
どうも。
I hesitate, but decide to accept what I'm given. And as I'm leaving Copenhagen,
ちょい待ち。エミヤ、今日の話誰から聞いた？
Neko-san stops me while curled up in front of the heater.
確か古見さんですけど。
学生に自分の仕事を押し付けるんじゃないってのよ。あのバカ。まあそれはいいとして。何？じゃあ今日の棚卸し、また聞きだったのに来たんだ。
まあ暇だったら手伝ってくれって感じで。
古見もバカだけど、エミヤンもおバカさ。まあいいけど。君さ、人の頼みを断ったことないでしょ。
別にそんなことはないですけど、俺無理な注文は受けませんもん。自分でできることでできる場合だけ引き受けますから。
あん時君も風邪ひいてたんだけどね。まあいいけど、私が何を言いたいかっていうとですね、エミヤンはいいやつでちょっとバカで、そのあたり私は心配なので、今度藤村にちょっとは顔出せやこらと伝えておいてほしいのです。
Neko-san circles her finger while drinking some hot sake. She seems to think I'm a firefly or something.
はあ。とにかく藤姉に伝言？
そう。じゃあね。あんまし頑張りすぎんなよ、少年。
いつの間にか橋越えてら。
I made it from the neighboring town of Shinto back into Miyama City while I was daydreaming. Alright, so I'll play with Fujini. I can't remember what I picked last time. I don't know if it was this one, but... Well, it might be fun to see how Fujine's doing.
だな。桜
I think I
つま
helped
んない
Sakura
話しや
last
がって。
time.
好きあらば仕返ししてやる。
何？お風呂入ってたんじゃないの？
Fujine's silently peeling oranges. On the table are 2 orange skins shaped like flowers. Is it some curse that she can't even skin an apple, but she's rather talented at artistically peeling oranges?
風呂は後にした。さっきの話でケチついたんで、 風呂の前に文句言っとこうと思って。
別にいいじゃん。もう昔のことなんだし、さくらちゃんも喜んでたし。それより、はい、今日のノルマ。シローは1日1個だからね。
She takes an orange out of a small box and throws it to me.
ってみかんぐらいで怪獣されないぞ。さくらだったからいいようなものの、学校であんな話するなよ。一世あたりが変な心配するから。
三辻さんは大笑いしそうだけどね。なんて言われなくても分かってるわよ。シローの子供の頃の話なんてさくらちゃん以外にはしないから。
だからさくらにもするなって言ってるの。あんなつまんない話されたらさくらだっていい迷惑だろ。もうないと思うけど今度やったら怒るからな。
I glare at Fujini to show her I'm serious.
ほっほーなんだ、そっか、そういうわけ。つまりシローはそうなのよ。
But Fujini just grins widely, and she seems very pleased.
なんかこうカチンときたかも。
Damn, just to be able to talk
何
to
納
your
得して
teacher
んだ
like
よ
that.
バカトラ。
I glare at her stupid face.
トラでもいいよーだ。要するにあれでしょ。シローはさくらちゃんに知られるのが嫌だったのよ。他の人に正義の味方になりたいなんて知られても気にしないけど、さくらちゃんに知られるのは恥ずかしかったわけね。
I don't think so.
そういうことならどんどん話しちゃうから。そっか、シローもようやくさくらちゃんを意
I
識
don't know,
し
the way
だ
she's
した。
talking just feels like I'm going down the soccer route.
教師としてちょっと心配だけど、保護者としてはちょっと安心したかな。けどお姉ちゃんはちょっと寂しいかな。
She says so with great emotion, then throws a whole orange into her mouth. Fujini can eat things as big as her fist in one bite. I guess it would be an attractive quality somewhere in the savannah, but I don't think an older woman needs such wild charms.
あれ、先輩、お風呂入ってたんじゃないんですか？
And Sakura, finished with the dishes, comes into the living room.
ああ、藤姉に話があってちょっと後回し。さくら、みかん食べるか？
I reach for the stack of oranges. It's a strange turn of events, but staying here with them should be fun too.
それならさっき藤村先生にいただきました。私用に取っておいてくれたおみかんで美味しかったです。
さくらちゃんは生の果物はダメだからね。調理したやつかアイスみたいに冷やしてないと食べてくれないのだ。で、さくらちゃんそろそろ時間？
はい、後片付けも済みましたから今日はもう帰ります。
そっか、じゃあ私もおいとまするわ。さくらちゃん行こう。最近は物騒だから近くまで送って行ってあげる。
Fujini ceases her mass consumption of oranges and stands up. Her actions are almost those of a responsible elder.
いいんですか、先生？
当然でしょう。さくらちゃんもシローも私が預かってるんだから、ちゃんと家まで送り届けないと。シローもそれでいいでしょ。私たちが帰ったらちゃんと戸締まりして寝るのよ。
了解。藤姉なら痴漢が出ようが熊が出ようが安心だ。
そうでもないわよ。さすがに熊は無理でしょ。うん、無理だからここまで逃げ帰ってくるね。そしたら2人でやっつけて、明日は熊鍋かな。
Fujini smiles confidently. Yeah, Fujini usually does her own thing and causes havoc, but when she's acting as a teacher, she's a very responsible person.
行こっか、さくらちゃん。それじゃまた明日ね、シロー。
はい、それじゃあおやすみなさい、先輩。
They leave the house. I follow them out to the entrance and lock up the house as Fujini instructed.
そうだな。これだけ時間があれば一汗流せるか。
The morning exercises are my daily routine, so I'll go and move my body a bit. The Emiya household has a splendid dojo. It was built for pleasure while the house was built, so there's no particular purpose to it.
ま、藤姉が好き勝手使ってるけどな。
I hear that this place was Fujini's playground even before I came here. But I became Kiritsuku's student and started using this place a lot, so Fujini hated me back then. There's only one thing to do now that I'm here. Even a magus cannot neglect to train their body. One of the requirements for a magus is to have excellent physical abilities. Okay, maybe this does seem like it might be going towards Rin because I'm training myself, and she might appreciate that. While Kiritsuku was alive, we had many matches here. Well, it was pretty much him beating on me, so I didn't learn anything about how to win in a fight. But I think I learned the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, I was taught the difference between killing your opponent and beating your opponent. Knowledge and experience are different. Unless I know in advance, it's hard to tell whether I'm involved in a fight or a murder. It's a simple story. As long as you learn magic, you might destroy yourself, and times will come when you have to fight. For a magi, a fight means killing each other. Or magi? You think I'd remember how to say that. So I think what Kiritsuku wanted to teach me was to prepare my mind for the prospect of death. But it's been a while since my teacher passed away. On my own, all I can do are simple exercises. Things like push-ups, sit-ups, and stretching, not too different from the morning practices I did in the archery club. The only difference is if I'm training lightly or heavily. I run to the gate, unlock it with trembling hands, and jump outside.
Saber! どこだ?
I search through the dark. The moon's hidden now of all times, and it's completely dark. But I hear something nearby.
そこか.
I run to the small road with no sign of anyone on it. It all happens in an instant. Saber's confronting a familiar guy in red. Saber runs at the man in red without hesitation, takes his guard down with one blow, and... Okay. Alright, so here we are. So we're at this moment, where this is where the choices are actually going to start to matter now. So stop her. It all happens in an instant. There's a man in red in front of Saber. The man in red is in an unfavorable position after being attacked by Saber, and he's about to receive a fatal blow. Behind them, the person watching Saber from behind that man is someone I know. I reach out with my left hand and call out. I don't know who that man in red is, but I'm sure Saber will attack the person behind the man after she defeats him. I can't let that happen. So the man in red is obviously Archer, so yes, it would not be good for the Rin route if we had Saber attack her servant. I can't let Saber attack her.
やめろ、セイバー!
I feel a sharp pain. One of the marks on my hand disappears. In its place, Saber halts her blow, which should not have been possible to stop. Silver armor hesitates for an instant. Using that opening, the man in red quickly gets away.
あいつ、さっきの。
I'm sure of it. That's the guy that was fighting Lancer. Then the girl behind him is... I don't want to believe so, but is it really?
正気ですか、シロ。今なら確実にアーチャーとそのマスターを倒せた。だというのに、レイジを使ってまでその
I
機
don't
会
know
を
if
鳴
that
らすと
happened
は。
last time that I used a command spell right then. It's been so long since I've been at this point in the game when I was doing the Saber route. What could I have done? I don't understand the situation at all. I stopped Saber only because I didn't want to see her slash at the girl who saved me.
マスター、指示を撤回してください。あなたがそのような態度では、倒せる相手も倒せなくなる。
Saber readies the object in her hands again. In front of her is the red man she could not slay.
違う、やめてくれ、セイバー。正直、俺には何が何だかわからない。それでも、お前が襲いかかろうとしている奴は、俺が知っている奴なんだ。それを襲わせるなんてできない。
何を言うのです。彼女はアーチャーのマスターだ。私たちの敵なのですから、ここで仕留めておかなければ。
Enemy? She and the man in red are enemies?
そんなことは知らない。大体な、マスターなんて言ってるけど、こっちは点でわからないんだ。俺のことをマスターなんて呼ぶんなら、少しは説明するのが筋ってもんだろう。
After seeing how far they came in the first route, like to the point where she said that she loved him, and to go all the way back to the beginning when they first met, this is wild.
それはそうですが、しかし。
Saber hesitates. Then
つまりそういうことなわけね。素人のマスターさん。
she calls out to me with a polite yet harsh voice. When I turn around, I see the man in red and the girl in her school uniform. I gasp. So I wasn't seeing things. The person with the man in red is definitely that Tohsaka Rin.
遠坂凛
How should I put this? Even I can tell that the man behind Tohsaka isn't human. That thing is not of this world, just like Saber. Then, if Tohsaka's with him, she's also...
何？私のこと知ってるんだ。なんだ、なら話は早いわよね。とりあえず、こんばんは、エミヤくん。
I don't know what her intentions are, but Tohsaka greets me with a big smile. I'm troubled. When she greets me normally like that, I can almost forget about all these strange events and just greet her too.
バカかお前。こんばんはってそんな場合じゃないだろう。遠坂お前は。
ええ、あなたと同じマスターよ。つまりは魔術師ってことになるわね。お互い似たようなものだし、隠す必要はないでしょ。
魔術師だって。そんな、お前魔術師なのか、遠坂。
My eyes widen and I point at Tohsaka. Crap. I don't know why, but she's looking at me with real irritation.
いや違う。言いたいのはそういうことじゃなくて。
そう、納得いったわ。要するにそういうことなわけね、あなた。
Taking a look at us, she turns to the man behind her.
あーちゃん、悪いけどしばらく霊体になっててもらえる？私、ちょっと頭にきたから。
それは構わないが、頭にきたとはどういう意味だ？
I hope the fact that we're doing the Rin route means we're gonna get more Archer screen time, because he was a criminally underused character in the last one. Like, I was really sad, like, other than his couple of talks with, with Shiro, and like at the beginning when it was just, yeah, that's right, it was like completely different at the beginning, right? Like first we played as Rin for a while, from her point of view, when she got him, and then all of that got skipped. Because I guess in the game's perspective, we don't need to worry about that right now, because we know the story.
言葉通りよ。腹いせに現状を思い知らせてやらないと気が済まなくなったの。それまであなたの出番はないから消えていて。あなたがいたらセイバーだって剣を収められないでしょ。
また難儀なこと。ま、命令とあれば従うだけだが、一つ忠告すると、君は余分なことをしようとしているぞ。
The man literally disappears.
遠坂今の。
いいから話は中でしましょう。どうせ何も分かってないんでしょう、エミヤ君は。安心して。嫌だって言っても全部教えてあげるから。
Saying this, she walks toward the entrance.
待て遠坂。何考えてんだお前。
I stop her, and then she turns and the smile on her face isn't like the previous one.
バカね、いろいろ考えてるわよ。だから話をしようって言ってるんじゃない。エミヤ君、突然の事態に驚くのもいいけど、素直に認めないと命取りって時もあるのよ。ちなみに、今がその時だって分かって。分かればよろしい。それじゃあ行こっか、エミヤ君のお家にね。あなたもそれでいいでしょ、セイバー。見逃してもらったお礼に、あなたのマスターにいろいろ教えてあげるんだから。
いいでしょう。何のつもりかは知りませんが、あなたがマスターの助けになる限りは控えます。
Tohsaka goes through the gate.
なんかすげえ怒ってるぞ。はい。
I don't know why though. I don't know, but
それにしたってあいつ。
she's totally unlike the way she is at school. So I'm in a strange situation. In front of me is the school's #1 idol whom I admire, Tohsaka Rin, and following silently behind me is Saber, who calls herself a servant. Oh, the hallway suddenly feels like part of a different dimension. But I can't be a coward forever. I'm a magus, even if I'm just an amateur. Tohsaka Rin, a magus just like me, is acting boldly, so I have to act firmly as well. But I can only work out a few things. First, about Saber, who's following me. I'm sure she's some kind of a familiar because she calls me master, and I've made a contract with her. I've heard that a familiar is a kind of assistant. Most magi transfer a part of their body into something and then summon it as another self. It's something that assists the magus. Consequently, it's commonly accepted that small animals are the most suitable as to reduce the burden on the magus. So I've been taught, but...
何かあるのですか、シロ。
ああ、いや、なんでもない。
Saber looks human no matter how you look at her, and she's clearly superior to me, her master. I don't have the magical energy to control someone like that, and more than that, I don't have the magic circuit to summon a familiar. So, Saber must rather be something else than a familiar. She said she's a servant. I don't know what that is, but I think the man called Lancer and the man in red with Tohsaka were the same thing. Saber called Tohsaka a master as well. I guess magi with a servant are called masters. It seems Tohsaka's a magus as well, but I have no idea who she is. The Emiya family are just outsiders who came to this town in my father's generation. That's why I didn't know that Tohsaka was a magus, and I'm sure Tohsaka didn't know that I knew magic. There are several magi in this town I don't know about. If Lancer is the familiar of another magus in this town, does that mean I've stuck my head into a conflict between magi?
へえ、結構広いのね。和風っていうのも新鮮だな。ああ、エミヤくん、そこが今？
Saying so, Tohsaka goes into the living room. I should stop thinking. Let's just listen to Tohsaka's story. I turn the lights on. It's already past 1 in the morning.
あ、寒っ。何よ、窓ガラス全開してるじゃない。
仕方ないだろ。ランサーってやつに襲われたんだ。なりふり構ってられなかったんだよ。
ああ、そういうこと。じゃあ、セイバーを呼び出すまで一人であいつとやり合ってたの？
やり合ってなんかない。ただ一方的にやられただけだ。
変な見え張らないんだ。そっかそっか。ほんと見た目通りなんだ、エミヤくんって。
Tohsaka walks over to the broken window. Tohsaka takes a piece of the shattered glass, takes a look at it, and...
Minuten vor Schweißen.
She cuts the tip of her finger and puts a drop of her blood onto the glass. What kind of magic is this? The shattered glass recombines and restores itself in a matter of seconds.
トーサカ、今の。
ちょっとしたデモンストレーションよ。助けてもらったお礼にはならないけど、一応筋は通しておかないとね。もう、私がやらなくともそっちで直したんだろうけど、こんなの魔力の無駄遣いでしょ？本当なら窓ガラスなんて取り替えれば済むけど、こんな寒い中で話すのもなんだし。
She says this as if it's completely natural, but needless to say, her skills are beyond my comprehension.
いや、すごいぞトーサカ。俺はそんなことできないからな。直してくれて感謝してる。
できないってそんなことないでしょ？たった数分前に割れたガラスの修復なんてどこの学派でも入門試験みたいなものでしょ？
そうなのか。俺は親父にしか教わったことがないからそういう基本とか処方とか知らないんだ。
は？
It's like starting a new game in a video game, like an RPG or something, and you lose all of your stats and you're like, oh god damn, I gotta start over from the beginning. Like, he doesn't know how to do anything. Tohsaka freezes. Damn, it seems I said something I shouldn't have.
ちょっと待って。じゃあ何？エミヤ君は自分の工房の管理もできない半人前ってこと？
いや、工房なんて持ってないぞ、俺。
Well, I do have that shed as my training area, but I think Tohsaka would get mad if I called that my workshop.
まさかとは思うけど確認しとく。もしかしてあなた5大要素の扱いとかパスの作り方も知らない？
I honestly admit I don't know. Wow, that's scary. She's so beautiful usually, so this makes her look pretty frightening now.
何？じゃああなた素人？
そんなことないぞ。一応強化の魔術ぐらいは使える。
強化ってまたなんとも半端なのを使うのね。でそれ以外はからっきしってわけ？
まあ端的に言えば多分。
Her glare makes me answer vaguely.
なんだってこんなやつにセイバーが呼び出されるのよ。まったく。
It makes me mad. I haven't been playing around. I know I'm an amateur, but I don't think it matters right now.
まあいいわ。もう決まったことに不平をこぼしても始まらない。そんなことより今は借りを返さないと。
Tohsaka takes a breath.
それじゃあ話を始めるけど、エミヤくん、自分がどんな立場にあるのか分かってないでしょ。
Alright, we're gonna get the explanation of stuff that we already know about. I nod.
やっぱり。まあ一目で分かったけど、一応確認しとかないとね。知ってる相手に説明するなんて心の贅肉だし。
I think that was a weird phrase, but I stay quiet as I think she'll beat me up if I make fun of her now.
率直に言うと、エミヤくんはマスターに選ばれたの。どっちかの手に精魂があるでしょ。手の甲とか腕とか、個人差はあるけど、3つの霊樹が刻まれているはず。それがマスターとしての証よ。
手の甲って、あ、これか。
そう。それはサーバントを律する呪文でもあるから大切にね。霊樹って言うんだけど、それがある限りはサーバントを従えていられるわ。
ある限りってどういうことだよ。
霊樹は絶対命令権なの。サーバントの意志をねじ曲げて絶対に言いつけを守らせる呪文がその刻印よ。発動に呪文は必要なくて、あなたが霊樹を使用するって思えば発動するから。で、その霊樹がなくなったらエミヤくんは殺されるだろうから、せいぜい注意して。
俺が殺される？
そうよ。マスターが他のマスターを倒すのが聖杯戦争の基本だから。そうして他の6人を倒したマスターには望みを叶える聖杯が与えられるの。
何？
Hold on. I don't understand what Tohsaka's talking about at all. Like the part about masters killing other masters. And the part where the winner gets a holy grail? Wait, does she mean that holy grail?
まだわからない？要するにね、あなたはあるゲームに巻き込まれたのよ。聖杯戦争っていう7人のマスターの生存競争。他のマスターを一人残らず倒すまで終わらない魔術師同士の殺し合いに。
Tohsaka reinstates this as if it's the most natural thing in the world. The phrases I heard swirl in my head. I've been chosen as a master. Tohsaka says she's a master. Familiars called servants. And a battle to the death between magi called the Holy Grail War.
待て、なんだそれ。いきなり何言ってんだお前。
気持ちはわかるけど、私は事実を口にするだけよ。それに、あなただって心の底では理解しているんじゃない？一度ならず二度までもサーバントに殺されかけて、自分はもう逃げられない立場なんだって。
That's certainly I was almost killed by that Lancer guy, but
あ、違うわね。殺されかけたんじゃなくて、殺されたんだっけ？よく生き返ったわね、エミヤくん。
oh, this is the the good old days back when Shiro only was killed one time. Not almost killed, but actually killed. That's right. I was killed by that guy. I should be more surprised about the fact I'm alive than about the situation I'm in. The wound in my chest, the escaping blood, the escaping warmth, and the pure voice I heard amidst all of that.
納得いった？とっくにあなたはそういう立場になってるのよ。何も分かってないからって逃げることなんてできないし、あなたも魔術師なら覚悟ぐらい決まってるでしょ。
Tohsaka's in a good mood, maybe because she enjoys watching me be troubled. Yeah, I'm already prepared, but...
遠坂、俺がランサーに殺されたことを知ってるのか？
Yeah, I can't remember in the last one if she was the one straight up who I'm pretty sure he does know she was the one who revived him. But maybe we're gonna get into this. It felt like it was just kind of like brushed off last time, like there wasn't more emphasis put on the fact that she saved his life. I wonder how she knows that fact.
少し調子に乗りすぎたか。
She's acting suspiciously.
今のはただの推測よ。つまんない
No,
ことだ
she's
から
not
忘れ
even
な
going
さ
to
い。
admit to it that she was the one who brought him back.
つまんないことじゃないぞ。俺はあの時誰かに。
いいから、そんなことよりもっと自分の置かれた立場を知りなさいっての。あなたも7人のマスターの一人、聖杯戦争の主役なんだから。
Tohsaka turns her back to me and paces as if she's a teacher or something.
いい？この町では何十年かに一度7人のマスターが選ばれて、それぞれサーバントが与えられるの。マスターは斧が手足であるサーバントを行使して他のマスターを潰していく。これが聖杯戦争と呼ばれる儀式のルールよ。私もマスターに選ばれた一人だからサーバントと契約したし、あなただってセイバーと契約した。イミヤ君は自分でセイバーを呼び出したわけじゃなさそうだけど、もともとサーバントってのは聖杯が与えてくれる使い魔だからね。
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut her off. Tohsaka's explanation is too brief for me to understand, but there's one thing I do wonder about.
ちょっと待ってくれ。遠坂はセイバーを使い魔だって言うけど、俺にはそうは思えない。だって使い魔っていうのは猫とか鳥だろ。そりゃ人の幽霊を扱うやつもいるって言うけど、セイバーはちゃんと体がある。それにとても使い魔なんかに見えない。
I glance at Saber. Saber's quietly listening to our conversation. She looks just like a human being. I don't know her identity, but she's a girl about my age.
使い魔ね。まあサーバントはその分類ではあるけど、位置づけは段違いよ。何しろそこにいる彼女はね、使い魔としては最強とされるゴーストライナーなんだから。
ゴーストライナー。じゃあやっぱり幽霊ってことか。
幽霊、似たようなものだけど、そんなもんと一緒にしたらセイバーに殺されるわよ。サーバントは受肉した過去の英雄、精霊に近い人間以上の存在なんだから。
はあ？受肉した過去の英雄。
そうよ。過去だろうが現代だろうが、とにかく死亡した伝説上の英雄をこう引っ張ってきてね、実体化させるのよ。まあ呼び出すまでがマスターの役割で、後の実体化は聖杯がしてくれるんだけどね。魂を形にするなんてのは一介の魔術師には不可能だもの。
It's so cool to know, like,
強力なアーティファクトの力におんぶしてもらうってわけ。
for a lot of that I wondered, I'm like, why was Saber the one who was drawn to Shiro? And, you know, I was like, it's got to be a connection with his dad, and in a way it was, because he put the sheath inside Shiro, and that's why Saber came to him. So I was like, it's cool knowing that, like, all this information that we know that the main character doesn't.
ちょっと待て。過去の英雄って
I look over at Saber. Then she's a heroine from the past too? Well, it's true nobody would dress like that now, but still.
そんなの不可能だ。そんな魔術聞いたことがない。
当然よ。これは魔術じゃないもの。あくまで聖杯による現象と考えなさい。そうでなければ魂を再現して固定化するなんてできるはずがない。
魂の再現って。じゃあサーバントは幽霊とは違うのか？
違うわ。人間であれ動物であれ機械であれ、偉大な功績を残すと輪廻の枠から外されて一段階上に昇華するって話聞いたことない？英霊っていうのはそういう連中よ。要するに崇め立て祀られて疑似的な神様になった者たちなんでしょうね。高霊術とか口寄せとか、そういう一般的な霊を扱う魔術は彼らの力の一部を借り受けて奇跡を起こすでしょ。けどこのサーバントっていうのは英霊本体を直接連れてきて使い魔にする。だから基本的には霊体としてそばにいるけど、 必要とあらば実体化させて戦わせられるってわけ。
その霊体と実体を使い分けられるってことか。さっき遠坂についてたやつが消えたのは霊体になったか？
そう、今はここの家の屋根で外を見張ってるわ。さっきの戦いで分かったと思うけど、サーバントを倒せるのは同じ霊体であるサーバントだけなの。そりゃ相手が実体化していればこっちの攻撃も当たるから、うまくすれば倒せるかもしれないけど、サーバントはみんな怪物じみてるでしょ。だから怪物の相手は怪物に任せて、マスターは後方支援をするっていうのがセオリーね。
Tohsaka's explanation irritates me for some reason. Everything irritates Shiro. She calls them monsters. I don't know about the other servants, but I don't want her to talk about Saber like that.
とにかくマスターになった人間は召喚したサーバントを使って他のマスターを倒さなければならない。そのあたりは理解できた？
言葉の上でなら。けど納得なんて言ってないぞ。そもそもそんな悪趣味なことを誰が何のために始めたんだ？
それは私が知るべきことでもないし、答えてあげることでもない。そのあたりはいずれちゃんと聖杯戦争を監督しているやつに聞きなさい。私が教えてあげられるのはね、あなたはもう戦うしかなくて、サーバントは強力な使い魔だからうまく使えってことだけよ。
Alright, so we've skipped all the explanation about going to the church and getting more information from Kiri, so it's a bit windy now. It must be partly because this place is on top of a hill. The wind is a bit stronger than normal and carries a sharp chill.
シロ、
Oh yeah, I forgot about Saber in the raincoat. She's very, very inconspicuous.
ああ、事情は嫌っていうほど思い知らされた。聖杯戦争のこともマスターのこともな。
それでは。
She comes closer and looks up at me. It's only natural for her to do so. Her fate is determined by my choice.
ああ、俺に務まるかどうかはわからないけど、マスターとして戦うって決めた。半人前な男で悪いんだけど、俺がマスターってことに納得してくれるか、セイバ
ー。納得するも何もありません。あなたは初めから私のマスターです。この身はあなたの剣になると誓ったではないですか。
That scene flashes through my mind.
そうだったな。うん。セイバーがそう言ってくれると助かる。
I take a deep breath and look at Saber again.
それじゃあ握手しよう。これからよろしく、セイバー。
I extend my right hand. I don't care what relationship a master and his servant should have, nor do I care what I should be doing now. If this is the way things are going to be, I at least want our first greeting to be in style. Well, it definitely won't be as close as the last, the roots, but, they can at least have a professional master-servant relationship. But yeah, I'm wondering, given that I know I was going down the fate route, but this time I'm not going to have enough saber points, so I'm wondering if that's going to determine whether she's going to turn on me towards the end. Who knows, maybe Rin will even end up, maybe Saber will be killed and maybe I will help Rin, win the Holy Grail War. That would be wild if that happened. That would actually be really cool, if Archer stuck around for a little bit more. Maybe Saber's the one who sacrifices herself at Ilya's place. I'm just really curious to see how it's going to branch out.
セイバー、あれ、もしかして握手はダメか？
いいえ、そんなことはありません。ただ突然だったので驚きました。
Saber takes my hand as she says so.
今一度誓いましょう。あなたの身に霊樹がある限り、この身はあなたの剣になると。
ああ、よくわからないけど頼む。
Saber is really serious, so I nod. Come to think of it, this is weird. We're under the winter night sky. I'm shaking hands with a girl I just met, and we're talking like we're making a contract.
その分じゃ放っておいても良さそうね、あなたたち。
I quickly let go of her hand. When I turn around, I see Tohsaka and that knight in red.
仲いいじゃない。さっきまでは話もしなかったのに大した変わりようね。何？セイバーのことは完全に信頼したってわけ？
いや、そういうわけじゃないけど、いや、そういうことになるのか。まだセイバーのことは何も知らないけど、これから一緒にやっていくんだから。
そう。ならせいぜい気を張りなさい。あなたたちがそうなった以上、私たちも容赦しな
Yeah,
いから。
she says this, but she totally will, especially because I'm gonna romance her. I tilt my head in wonder. For a brief moment, I don't get what she said.
あのね、私たち敵同士だって理解してる？ここまで連れてきてあげたのは、あなたがまだ敵にもなっていなかったからよ。けど、これでエミヤ君もマスターの一人でしょ？なら、やるべきことは一つしかないと思うけど。
Well, she's right, but...
なんでさ、俺、遠坂と喧嘩するつもりはないぞ。
あ、やっぱりそうきたか。参ったな。これじゃあ連れてきた意味がないじゃない。
Tohsaka slumps her shoulders.
リン。
何？私がいいって言うまで口出しはしない約束でしょ？ハーチャー。
それは承知しているが、このままでは拉致が開くまい。相手の覚悟など確かめるまでもない。倒しやすい敵がいるのなら遠慮なく叩くべきだ。
そんなこと言われなくても分かってるけど。
It definitely feels like we're going to see more of the Rin and Archer dynamic, which I'm here for. At least I hope we do.
分かっているのなら行動に移せ。それとも何か？君はまたその男に情けを
I wonder
か
if
ける
Archer's
の
going to
か？
be like, you're lucky that my master has a thing for you. You know, later on, like as they get more and more close to her, he's like, I want to kill you, but she won't let me.
まさかとは思うが。
Ah, he's already kind of
そういう
bringing
事
this
情で
up.
は
I
あるま
love
いな。
this.
そんなわけないでしょ？ただこいつには借りがあるじゃない。
And she's going to
それを
keep
返さない
repaying
限
me
り気
over
持
and
ちよく
over and
戦えないだ
over.
けよ。
また難儀な。では私は消えるぞ。借りとやらを返したのなら呼んでくれ。
The knight in red, Archer, disappears. No, rather, I just can't see him anymore. According to Tohsaka, servants are spirits. Saber says she cannot turn into spirit form, but I'm sure Tohsaka's servant can since Tohsaka is a complete master. Well, not aside.
なあ、遠坂。仮ってもしかしてさっきのことか？
そうよ。形はどうあれ、エミヤ君はレイジを使ってセイバーを止めたでしょ。だから少しは遠慮してあげなくちゃバランスが悪いってこと。
バランスって妙なことにこだわるんだな、遠坂は。
ええ、分かってるわ。こんなの心の贅肉だって理解してるわよ。けどしょうがないじゃない。
She likes to use that term
私
flab on
借
my
りっぱなし
mind.
って嫌いなんだから。
She turns away.
けどこんなのは期間限定のサービスなんだから。明日になったら容赦しないから、せいぜいセイバーと作戦でも立てなさい。
つまりサービスは今日いっぱいってわけか？
そうよ。まあここまで連れてきたのは私だし、町に戻るぐらいまでは面倒見てあげるわ。
Tohsaka starts to walk without looking at us.
行きましょう、シロ。彼女の言う通り、ここに長居するのは良くない。
I nod to Saber and follow Tohsaka. The three of us descend the hill together. It might be because Tohsaka is walking ahead, but we go down the hill with few words. There's a forked road ahead of us. One path leads to the main street going towards the Shinto station, and the other leads to the big bridge leading to Miyama City. Tohsaka stops at the intersection.
遠坂？なんだよ、いきなり立ち止まって。 帰るなら橋の方だろ？
ううん。悪いけど、ここからは一人で帰って。エミヤ君にかまけてて忘れてたけど、私だって暇じゃないの。せっかくシントにいるんだから探し物の一つもして帰るわ。
探し物って他のマスターか？
そう。あなたがどう思っているか知らないけど、私はこの時をずっと待っていた。7人のマスターが揃って聖杯戦争っていう殺し合いが始まるこの夜をね。ならここでおとなしく帰るなんて選択肢はないでしょ。セイバーを倒せなかった分、他のサーバントでも仕留めないと気が済まないわ。
I need to take it out like she's mad that she can't kill. She's like, I gotta go and kill something. Tohsaka's eyes show her determination. That makes me realize Tohsaka Rin is a magus. Her mentality and her knowledge as a magus are complete. So why?
だからここでお別れよ。義理は果たしたし、これ以上一緒にいると何かと面倒でしょ。きっぱり別れて、明日からは敵同士にならないと。
Why does she have this part of her that's unlike a magus? She did not explain the rules to me out of any sense of obligation. She just supported me, understanding the situation I'm in, and acted fairly. So things are back to normal now that the explanations are over. As a master, I'll just be a target to her now. But still, Tohsaka said those words to me. For Tohsaka, everything that happened tonight is unnecessary. It would be troublesome if we stayed together any longer. If she's going to say something like that, she should have left us alone from the beginning. Tohsaka's smart, so she should know that all too well. But still, she set aside all thoughts of loss or gain and helped me out. The Tohsaka in front of me is so different from the one at school. Even when I put it nicely, she's sour, cranky, unapproachable, and so different that I want to scream and I'm totally gonna date her. Man, it feels almost like a fraud. Yet still, Tohsaka Rin is just how everyone thought she was.
ああ、トサカいいやつなんだな。
は？何よ突然。おだてだって手は抜かないわよ。
I know that. She won't go easy on me, and that's why she said it will be a bother if she feels empathy for me.
知ってる。けど、できれば敵同士にはなりたくない。俺、お前みたいなやつは好きだ。
Tohsaka falls silent for some reason. The silent suburbs, the church at the top of the hill, and the silence of the foreigner's cemetery feel surprisingly warm.
とにかくサーバントがやられたら迷わずさっきの教会に逃げ込みなさいよ。そうすれば命だけは助かるんだから。
ああ、気が引けるけど一応聞いておく。けどそんなことにはならないだろう。どう考えてもセイバーより俺の方が短命だ。
Tohsaka reacts strangely once again. After letting out a sigh, she glances at Saber.
いいわ。これ以上の忠告は本当に感情
It's
移
like
入
she
になっ
knows
ちゃう
that
から言わ
he's
な
the
い。
type of person that would sacrifice himself for Saber, and he absolutely will and has.
せいぜい気をつけなさい。いくらセーバーが優れているからってマスターであるあなたがやられちゃったらそれまでなんだから。
She turns her back and starts walking. But, as if she's seen a ghost, her feet stop dead in their tracks. Oh, this is the first encounter with Berserker, isn't it?
ねえ、
Yep.
お話は終わり？
A youthful voice echoes through the night. The melodic tone is unmistakably that of a young girl. My vision is drawn to the top of the hill. There. I don't know when the clouds parted, but a brilliant moon is now shining in the sky. The shadow is long and grotesque, like a devil in a picture book. In this gloomy town of shadow pictures stands a figure that should not be there. Tohsaka mumbles a word I'm not accustomed to hearing. Even though I don't know what she means, I can feel the giant's dreadfulness all too well. That thing is not human. Then it's one of the beings called servants, just like Saber.
こんばんはお兄ちゃん。こうして会うのは2度目だね。
The girl smiles as she says this. That innocence sends a chill down my spine. The girl looks so out of place next to the thing behind her, it feels like I'm dreaming. No, chill is an understatement. Not just my body, but my mind is frozen as well. That thing is a monster. I'm not even staring at it, but its mere presence roots me to the spot.
驚いた。単純な能力だけならセイバー以上じゃない、あれ。
Tohsaka glares at the monster above her, clicking her tongue. In her I see despair, and the spirit to not lose to it.
あーちゃん、あれは力押しでなんとかなる相手じゃない。ここはあなた本来の戦い方に徹
I'm
するべ
trying
き。
to remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tohsaka was with us when we first encountered Berserker. Maybe? I don't know. I can't tell. I can't remember if, like, we walked together and we faced Berserker together. I think the first time we did. I think. She murmurs this quietly. The knight without form replies to her.
了解した。だが守りはどうする？リンではあれの突
I'm
進は
trying to
防げまい。
remember if Archer was with her too, because like I think I had to step in and defend her because Archer wasn't around. You guys can correct me if you want. It's like I said, it's been a while since I've done this section, so I can't remember what the differences are.
こっちは3人よ。しのぐだけなら何とでもなるわ。
Wasn't like Archer... Oh, I think in this point, wasn't like Archer out of commission because of Lancer? So that was the excuse, was that like Archer was recovering, so she was by herself, so we had to step in and we had to protect her. He must have nodded to her words. So this is good, like I said, more Archer contents, like just from him not being hurt. We're gonna see more of him. The presence behind Tohsaka vanishes instantly.
エミヤ君、逃げるか戦うかはあなたの自由よ。けど、できるならなんとか逃げなさい。
相談は済んだ。なら始めちゃっていい？
The girl laughs playfully. She curtsies in a manner quite out of place in such a situation.
はじめまして、リン。私はイディア。イディアスフィール・フォン・アインツベルって言えばわかるでしょ？
あいつベル。
Tohsaka's body stiffens, apparently recognizing that name. Perhaps she liked Tohsaka's reaction as the girl smiles happily. And then...
じゃあ殺すね。やっちゃえ、バーサーカー。
She orders the strange shape behind her as if she's singing. The massive form flies through the air. In one bound, the thing called Berserker crosses the dozens of meters from the top of the hill.
シロ、下がって。
In the moonlight, bullets rain down on the descending giant like shooting stars. Hey, yes, this is where we've got Archer. This is great. They have extreme accuracy. The silver lights that are shooting through the giant are indeed arrows. No, the word arrow is an understatement. It's like a barrage from a machine gun, and each shot could pierce through rocks. 8 shots of that. It should be able to mow down houses, but...
嘘、聞いていない。
It has no effect on the giant. Because he has, like, really good magical resistance, right? The 2 swords clash. The giant sword of Berserker who came down through a rain of arrows, and the sword of Saber who ran to his landing spot. The 2 blades spark on contact. The swords clash. Even though she's overpowered by Berserker's attack, Saber does not yield. Silver lights run through the darkness. How much magical energy is in that small body of hers? Even though Saber is obviously weaker, she's proving to be a match against Berserker. She blocks, parries, and faces the assault of that giant sword head-on. So Archer's here, but he's not doing anything. I must not be the only one who's awed. The master of that giant and the one standing next to me, Tohsaka, are also fascinated by Saber's figure. Rin's like, God damn it, I should have had her. In response to her voice, a silver light is fired out. The silver light strikes the giant right in his temple. The arrow that came flying through the air is as powerful as a tank shell. No matter what this giant may be, he has to take some damage from that. Saber slashes with her invisible sword right after the shot connects. That'd be wild if we managed to bring down Berserker, like, immediately, and then it just completely changes. That'd be really cool if, like, the servants went down in a different order because now we have archers. So like maybe certain servants are killed earlier or later. But no, Berserker's not going to be taking down this. No, it's like we're going to encounter him a couple of times. He's too forceful of a character, and Ilya's too important of a character to just basically be like taken out on the first night. Her attack is countered by a huge blow, and Saber's flung away. Saber slides across the asphalt. A black whirlwind runs in pursuit, and silver lights come flashing down to intercept him. But they've no effect. The 3 arrows hit the giant square in his forehead, but simply disappear. The giant does not stop. Saber blocks the giant blade with her own. My scream is meaningless. A Saber blocks Berserker's sword head-on. She's flung away like a ball, and she falls to the ground. She dizzy? Saber has her knees on the ground and does not move. The girl's voice echoes. The black giant charges at Saber with brutal speed. Tohsaka starts running as she screams. She must intend to help Saber. She runs up the hill while taking out something that looks like a rock. Tohsaka scatters obsidian jewels in the sky, and numerous silver lights come flying from the heavens. Even with that, Berserker's charge does not stop. Monster. I finally understand how absurd he is. That giant isn't just strong. He must be protected by some law of immortality created from abnormal amounts of magical energy. Well, it's not wrong, right? Isn't the whole thing about, like, Heracles? Is that he's, like, basically immortal? The girl's voice rings out. The giant sword is swung, and Saber bravely blocks it with her sword and is flung away once again. She flies dozens of meters. Saber flies through the air like a pitcher's fastball and plows into the open terrain off the road. She must be dead. Once is bad enough, but she can't be okay after receiving such a blow twice. The black whirlwind moves. The match is already decided, but he's not done yet. The giant called Berserker roars and charges onto the open land. She'll die. Even if Saber's still alive, she'll surely die now. Oh gosh, this is when he's gonna step in unless Rin does something. And as long as I'm here, I'm sure I'll die as well. The one who said that isn't here. Tohsaka went after Berserker. She must intend to keep fighting against this monster that's unscathed by all those attacks. Of course he's not going to leave her behind. Okay, so full disclosure, I am following a guide. It only basically gives me the choices that I need to make. So I don't know the story. I don't know, like, what goes on after this. But this is an interesting one because there are a couple of branches from just this one choice I can make. So it's very important that I save here. So, and I also want to try and get as many of the bad ends as I can. So do as Tohsaka said. Running away, being a little bitch, is never going to work out for me. Because I remember that was an option last time, and it didn't work out. So we're going to do as Tohsaka said. This is going to be a bad end. And then the stay here or follow them. These are both valid choices. So I'll have to decide which one to make. Tohsaka's right. Saber drew Berserker away from here. Then I should get away from this dangerous place and await Saber's return. I wonder if, like, Berserker's just gonna, like, charge into the house and kill Shiro after taking out Saber and Tohsaka. I passed the bridge from Shinto and ran straight home. I never looked back as I ran. I don't know if I was scared of the unknown pursuer or if I felt guilty for leaving Saber behind. Anyway, I desperately ran here. The living room is just as I left it. The air has been motionless ever since Lancer attacked and Tohsaka came here. I go near the restored window. I find 2 small pieces of glass on the floor that Tohsaka must have overlooked.
ガラスに隙間はないか。足りない分はどうやって取り繕ったんだろう、あいつ。
I murmur to myself. I don't know why, but I don't feel like turning the lights on. I hide in the darkness as if to hide my weakness. What I should be thinking about, what I should say. I'm running away from these things. The people that were here until a few hours ago. People who were by my side until a few minutes ago. I have to ask myself if it was right to leave them behind, but I can't bring myself to get out of the dark. The wall clock points to 3. It's been 30 minutes since then. No matter who won, I'm sure the battle is over now. I should go back. When I raise my head to turn the lights on and cheer myself up, oh shit, she's just gonna appear, isn't she? A sharp pain runs through my left hand. Oh, Kasaber's dead, right? The color's faded from my command spell. Even though the shape is still there, the bright light that proves I'm Saber's master has disappeared. I understand instinctively what that means.
Saber!
I follow my instinct and run out from the darkness. I run outside. I won't make it now. I know I can't make it, but I start to run back. Wait, is he running back to the spot, or is he running to the church? He's probably running back to the fight. Oh, and I'm stabbed in the heart by some unknown thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Lancer. Lancer's like, I got my revenge, bitch. I can't hear too well. He's like, I am going to finish what I started. I can tell there's someone in front of me, the one who stabbed my heart, but I can't see very clearly. I didn't think it was going to be Lancer, but that makes sense. The one in front of me sneers and tells me I'm stupid. The one in front of me is laughing that I have no way of surviving without my servant. That's right. Amiyashiro will be killed the instant Saber is lost. As I don't have a way to protect myself, I have no way to survive without Saber. But I didn't realize that, and I secluded myself. This is the result. It doesn't matter if I'm in the house or if I run away somewhere. It's funny, knowing what we know about Kyrie is like in a situation where if I did lose Saber, would I truly be safe at the church, or would Kyrie have just killed me? Probably. My mind starts to fade. I don't care who it is or what I got stabbed by. It doesn't matter if I die today or tomorrow, because the instant my command spell lost its brightness, my life was lost as well. Then basically the Tiger Dojo's just be like, don't be a little bitch and run away. What did you think was gonna happen?
Hi, やってきましたタイガー道場。今回から第2部ということで、装いも新たに生まれ変わった。って全然変わってない。
Oh yeah, didn't they say at the end that they were gonna be like in a nice mansion and stuff, and it was gonna be all fancy?
さて、本編も第2ターン。激動の遠坂さんルートが始まったけど、イリアちゃん何か言うことある？
あいててて。ガセネタつかませてごめんなさいでした。
反省するように。確かにタイトルインは変わったみたいだけど、内容は以前のまま、むしろ第2部になって連中の長領が目立ち始めたようね。テこ入れ？
そうね。私はともかくタイガはキャラ的にちょっと弱いもの。やっぱりこれからは私をメインにしてタイガはゲスト扱いにした方が。
さて、今回のデッドエンドであるが、原因は何かな？造反員1号。はーい、
シローが臆病風に吹かれたからです。あ、星は不明のままっす。
屋敷を出た途端、不意打ちで殺されたのよね。今回はあーちゃんが健在なんだから、強気でバーサーカーと戦わないと。以前やられた借りを返しちゃいなさい。
そううまくいくかしら。アーチャーがどこの英雄だろうと、まだ私を倒せるほどの勢力じゃないと思うけどな。
勝負はやってみなくちゃわからないわ。今回はセーバーちゃんルートとは違うんだから。
そうなら結果を見てみましょう。急増のコンビが私相手にどこまで戦えるかどうかをね。
本性出し始めたな、この悪魔っ子。ところでずっと疑問だったんだけど、聞いていいかな、イリアちゃん。イリアちゃんって
魔術師としてのレベルはどうなの？登坂さんと同じくらい？
私厳密に言うと私は魔術師じゃないわ。どっちかっていうとキャスターに近い存在で、生まれてから魔術を習ったんじゃなくて生まれつき魔術を知ってるの。この違いわかる？
わかるようなわかりたくないような。要するにイリアちゃん本当に悪魔？
タイガったらたまに可愛いこと言うのね。
そういう確信つくようなこと言うと
Oh, jeez.
殺しちゃうぞ。
なんか怖い顔出た。助けて、バビロニアの神よ。まったくつまんない話聞くんだから。私が何者かなんてそのうち嫌でもわかるのに。さあ、シローは続き。新しい戦いは始まったばかりよ。こんなところでつまずいてないで、早くセイバーのところに戻ってあげること。
Alright, so I'm going to go to follow them. I know I won't be able to do anything even if I do go, but still, I still feel her hand in mine. I told her we would try our best. She shook the hand I held out. So...
もうそんなの決まってるじゃないか。
I'll be killed if I go up that hill after that giant. My body's trembling from that fact, but I suppress it and run up the slope.
Saber!
I run into the open land, and then, the scenery there is totally unexpected. Gravestones are flying around. Every time the giant swings his sword, the heavy gravestones are split in two. In the midst of it, a knight bravely runs through the storm of gravestones. The axe sword rages around. Gravestones are flung aside. In the chaos, Saber is fighting Berserker with the same, no, with more power than before. Oh, I wonder if is that possible? Can Rin give her extra magical energy? Is that why she's stronger? Their positions are reversed here. The advantage belongs to someone with a small body like Saber. Berserker is hindered by obstacles. Ah, and Saber acts as if there's nothing in her way. I'm sure an hindrance of this degree is only trivial for Berserker, but it's more than nothing. It's only a slight difference, but that slight difference is tipping the scale the other way now.
こっち前に出るととばっちり食らうわよ。何考えてんのよあんた。逃げろって言ったでしょ。それとも何、もしかして聞こえなかったわけ？
I did, but I got a bad end. She's really angry.
いや、聞こえてた。けど、そういうわけにもいかないだろう。
はあ？なんでそういうわけにもいかないなんて結論が出るのよ。エミヤ君は戦う手段がないんだから、いるだけ邪魔ってわからない？いろいろやって死ぬんならしょうがないけど、何もせずにやられちゃったら無駄死にってもんじゃない。
I don't know why, but Tohsaka's seriously angry. Even though I'm getting yelled at, I don't feel bad for some reason.
なあ、それ、遠坂が怒ることか。別に俺が無駄死にしようと、遠坂には関係ないだろう。
関係あるわよ。今日一杯は見逃してあげるって言ったんだから、ちゃんと家に帰ってもらわないと困るの、私が。
I'm confused even more now. Tohsaka sure has a different face on at school.
たく、とにかくまだ無事なんだから、今のうちに逃げなさい。あのイリアスフィールってガキ、本気で私たちを皆殺しにするつもりだろうから。
それは分かってる。けど逃げられるわけないだろう。セイバーがああして戦ってるんだ。俺が離れるわけにはいかない。
それは一人前のセリフよ。何の援護もできないあなたがいても無駄死にするだけでしょ。これが最後よ。いいから早く逃げなさい。
そんなことあるもんか。体がある限りできることはあるはずだ。それにな、遠坂、自分にできないことを人にやらせる気か、お前。
Tohsaka looks at me with a serious expression.
そうね。自分にできないことをあなたに強制するなんて恥知らずはこっちだった。
She looks away.
まあ確かに逃げる必要はないかもね。あの調子じゃセイバーは負けないだろうし。
Tohsaka takes a peek from behind the tree. Their battle is continuing without change. Berserker's attacks smash through empty space and only destroy his surroundings. Between the attacks, within the swirling whirlwind and flying clods, within the rain of broken gravestones. And what the hell is Archer doing? He's just watching? Saber rushes in without even dirtying her armor and attacks Berserker. It's a divine work of utmost excellence. Is she actually going to take him out here? That would be wild. My fears disappeared, seeing this battle that's totally impossible for mere humans. Instead, I'm fascinated. I could not believe I was in this Holy Grail war thing, and I also had some uneasiness. But all of that is blown away when I see her. Dancing swords. Within the whirlwind of fatal destruction, the knight challenges the enemy without hesitation. Maybe this scene made me accept everything. No matter what may fall upon us in the future, I will be able to match even a fierce god if I have Saber with me.
やっぱりね。怪しいとは思ったけど、バーサーカーの剣を受けたのはわざとだったわけか。
Tohsaka murmurs without emotion.
それはバーサーカーをここに誘い込むためか。
分かってるじゃない。遮蔽物のない場所であれと戦うのは自殺行為よ。だからこそセイバーは戦場にこの場所を選んだ。それも自然にエミヤ君からバーサーカーを遠ざけながらあくまで追い詰められたふりをしてね。
Berserker playing checkers. Actually, no, he's playing less. He's playing something even more basic than checkers, and she's playing 4D chess. Because I mean, Berserker, he's not exactly like battle strategy. That's not his forte. Then Saber must have determined that this place was a suitable battlefield while we were walking down the hill.
もちろんこんな戦いになったら援護は期待できない。けど相手はアーチャーの野菜無効化する怪物だもの。援護なんて初めっから無意味なのよ。
Tohsaka murmurs as she watches the battle between Saber and Berserker.
アーチャー？いや。
But those words catch my attention. Archer isn't here. If he really is an archer, he should not fight hand to hand, but... Tohsaka snaps her fingers. Just as she said, Saber's sword must have hit Berserker, or he must have lost his footing. Well, we know with him, he has to die... Like, does he have to receive, like, 9 fatal blows before he truly goes down? So this is a situation that... She might have, like, gave him a fatal wound, but that's only a drop in the bucket. Like, he's probably gonna stick around. Berserker's body, holding firm until now, loses its balance. And yet Archer, there was when he was facing against Berserker in the, in Ilya's mansion, he was able to inflict a lot of fatal wounds. Where's that Archer? We need that Archer here. The beast lashes out desperately. Saber dodges it by jumping back and holds her sword with both hands. This is it. As his desperate attack is dodged, Berserker loses his balance even more, and Saber bends her knee to charge in with all her power. Right then...
アーチャー、離れろってどういうこと？
Is he about to use his noble phantasm? I notice Tohsaka's confused voice and sense an intent to kill aimed from a faraway place. Oh shit, yes, I'm so glad Archer's getting, like, he's finally getting some love here in this route. Behind me, I see the knight in red standing on a rooftop hundreds of meters away, readying his bow. It's either nausea or chill. He's readying a bow that's no different from before. It cannot even scratch Berserker even with a direct hit. Wait, is he gonna take out Saber? So there's no need to feel any threat from it. I feel a chill. Is he going against what Tohsaka said? Is he like that intent on killing her? What he's readying in his bow is not an arrow, but something completely different. Or is he... Yeah, he's using his phantasm, maybe? And his intent to kill isn't just directed at Berserker. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Say!
Wow, this is interesting. So we're going to be working with Tohsaka, but Archer is not hurt this time, so he might, like, keep trying to kill me. Or Saber. I act instantly. Oh, shit. Okay. So... Let me just check here, because I know what the right choice is, but I just want to make sure if the other option, is that going to give me a bad end? Okay, so apparently, Bring Back is going to give me +1 Saber point and +1 Rin point. Now, I gotta be careful with this, because I can't have too many Saber points. I think I can only have like 4 throughout the whole game. If I have more than that, then I don't get the proper ending here. So, I'm gonna save here. We're gonna bring her back.
Saber!
Before I realize that I'm running out for my cover, I run at full speed towards Saber. I wonder if Tohsaka is also gonna run out, and then Archer's gonna be like, "Ah, shit! I can't kill my master."
Shiro.
She looks dumbfounded. Saber sees me and stops her attack on Berserker. I can feel the danger coming up behind me.
なぜ出てきたのですか、あなたは。
I ignore her. Oh, I'm wondering if Archer saw that she was heading towards Berserker, about to kill him, and he's like, if I can take them both out in one shot, I can take them both out. So it's like, if I have Saber not go over towards Berserker, I can save her. I ignore her, run to her at full speed, and grab her arm.
正気ですか、マスター。
話は後いいからこっち
I grab Saber in my arms and jump away. Ooh, the arrow is released. Because we never got to see Archer's noble phantasm, did we? Archer's arrows have not had any effect so far. The black giant ignores it, as if saying it's not worth blocking. But at that moment... Oh shit! We're not gonna see Berserker go down yet, no way. The black giant turns his back to us and attacks the arrow coming at him with all his might. In that instant, all sound is lost. I throw myself on top of Saber and brace myself. Maybe I've gone deaf as I can't hear anything. All I can feel is the heat burning my skin and the shaking of the ground. Many things go flying through the air, and a piece of something pierces my back. Of course, Shiro can't get in any situation without hurting himself, at least a little bit. I grit my teeth and endure it. The blinding light must have only lasted for an instant. I managed to survive the destruction. And of course he does too, for now. Saber is staring in astonishment. I'm doing the same as well. I don't know what happened. Archer's arrow razed the cemetery in an instant. There's a crater at the center of the explosion. Archer has created this destruction. But the giant still exists in spite of such abolition. Oh damn. Straight up unhurt. Unwounded. At least before he was hurt a little bit. Like he at least had a wound. God damn it, Archer. Why do you suck so bad? Saber's voice is weak. Sparks are flying through the night air. The black giant is standing still in the fire, and everybody watches the terrible spectacle without words. The crackling of flames is the only sound present. Right when I start to think this might turn into a big fire, something rolls towards me with a noise.
Ken?
No, it's an arrow. An arrow with a gorgeous hilt and a spiral blade. Even if it's a sword, it is an arrow if it's used as a projectile. I don't know why it catches my attention so much. The arrow broken by Berserker disappears as if melting into the fire. It fades away like candy melting under heat. It makes me feel like vomiting for some reason.
Shiro, 今のは。
アーチャーの嫌だ。それ以外はわからない。
I raise my head to look at the distant Archer. I shouldn't be able to see him. I shouldn't be able to see him, but I do. I was thinking, I was like, how is he able to see him all the way away? He's smiling. He's smiling as if to tell me he wasn't aiming just at Berserker. I feel a headache. The chill running down my back won't go away. My spine's burning like it does when I fail to create a magic circuit.
ふーん、見直したわ、リン。やるじゃない、あなたのアーチャー。
The girl's cheerful voice echoes through the air.
いいわ、戻りなさい、バーサーカー。つまらないことは初めに済まそうと思ったけど、
Of course, we'll
少し
see
予
him
定
another
が変わ
day.
ったわ。
The black shadow wavers. The giant starts to retreat through the fire. Well, this is gonna be
ここ
awkward.
までやって逃げる気？
This is gonna be awkward meeting up with Archer after he just tried to kill us.
ええ、気が変わったの。 セイバーはいらないけど、あな
Interesting.
たのアーチャーには興味が湧いたわ。だからもうしばらくは生かしておいてあげる。
Because in the last routes, the berserker didn't fight Archer until we were escaping from the castle. So yeah, it definitely seems like it's shifted now. The giant disappears. The girl giggles.
それじゃあバイバイ。また遊ぼうね、お兄ちゃん。
Saying this, she goes away. The unexpected disaster leaves. Tohsaka must not intend to follow that girl in spite of what she said. Even I can tell the girl let us go, so I don't think Tohsaka will go and seek out such a reckless fight.
マスター、窮地を救ってもらったのは感謝します。ですが、そろそろ話してもらえませんか？
I hear Saber's calm voice.
そうか、すまない。
I manage to answer despite my throbbing head. I let Saber go, and when I stand up, I fall on my butt.
シロ、どうしました？気分でも。シロ、その背中は。
Saber sounds tense. I can't see Saber's face, probably because of my pounding headache. Saber supports me and puts her hand behind my back. I feel a sharp pain. Even though it's not as strong as my headache, there is a sharp pain running through my back.
ひどい。このままでは危険です。破片を抜きますが、我慢してください。
破片ってセイバー。
She doesn't hesitate. Saber forcefully pulls something out of my back. I try to control my breathing. I'm a magus even though I might be an amateur. I can manage this pain. And thankfully I can heal myself, so that's good. But this felt especially bad. If I had a wing on my back and it was pulled out, I'm sure that's what it would feel like.
傷が塞がっていく。なるほど。自身に対する治療法を備えていたのですね。
Sighing with relief, Saber says something strange. A way to heal myself. The thing is, like, did Shiro never get, like... I mean, of course there was the big fire and everything, but... Was that only activated once he had the contract with Saber? Or, like, was he always able to heal his body up? Like, did that never come up at all in his life? It'd be like, it's strange that I can heal my wounds. I shouldn't be able to use such difficult magic.
エミヤ君、無事？
Tohsaka comes to us. I raise my hand to tell her I'm alright.
そう。なら私たちも行きましょう。これだけ派手にやったんだから、騒ぎを聞きつけて人が来るわ。
Tohsaka runs out of the cemetery, her long hair fluttering behind her. When I plant a foot to follow after her, my vision suddenly goes white.
マスター。
I feel someone support me as I start to fall, but the feeling fades as if all my senses go away. What's left is this throbbing within me. What's irritating me? What am I so concerned about? I'm about to fall unconscious, but my head continues to throb. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for part 1 of my Ultimate Unlimited. Did I say Ultimate before? Unlimited Blade Works playthrough. So I am really liking this so far. I love the fact that it really is making a huge difference. Like, we even got a different opening cutscene, which makes sense because, you know, it seemed like that definitely gave away some stuff that we wouldn't have known if we were playing it through for the first time. So definitely the focus on Rin, and especially on Archer. Just the fact alone that he's not out of commission for most of the Holy Grail War is going to be interesting, but even more so is the fact that he is actively trying to kill us. That is definitely going to cause some tension, I imagine, between us. And I'm really excited to see, like, how much more different this is going to go. Like, it's just really exciting. I've definitely played some visual novels where there's very small changes from route to route, but this one it seems like it's going to be completely different. And that's really exciting. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 28 and part 2 of the Unlimited Blade Works routes in the next episode. Until then, bye guys. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Emily Hornsby, Zorn Ether, Revealing Storm, Asborn Kennedy, Icognito, Harry Gazif, and Jared Fan.